I'm not feeling the best of the best today. You know when you recognise that you're starting to get the first few symptoms of a cold? Oh, I'm feeling that vibe. I'm already finding it really difficult recently because of the fact we are getting really dark days now in the UK. I wake up in the morning and it's dark outside and it's light for about 3 to 4 hours and it's dark again. I need vitamin D in my life because my mood skyrockets down and I just turn really sluggish. But once I get into the swing of things and once I start getting used to that and kind of getting more excited about that, because you know winter brings good things like Christmas, then I'm okay again. It's fine. I've got hot chocolate, don't need anything else. So today I felt like it would be fun to do it Truth Tuesday, even though it's not on Tuesday. I'm sorry, I always make that mistake, but who cares? As long as I'm answering truths. It's officially a Tuesday somewhere in the world. You may even be watching this on a Tuesday. Just because I didn't upload it on a Tuesday. Did that make sense? If you don't know what Truth Tuesdays is, it's basically when I get you guys to ask me really deep personal questions that you won't probably answer yourself. I stick them in a pot and I pick them out and I truthfully answer them. I don't put one back in secretly, or I don't pass it and say I don't want to answer it. I just have to answer it because, I mean, there's some things you got to do in life and this is one of them. Doing it for the views. Am I? Don't know. It's fun as well. I like opening up. I like venting because I don't do it enough in real life. Before I start, do get asking your own truths down there in the comment section below, and be deep, be personal, make them as dark as hell because they're just more fun. And don't be scared, don't be worried. I'm not going to judge you if your question's really crazy. In fact, I'm going to applaud you. I know some of these got really, I don't even have the words. Ooh, why does this smell nice? Okay, so the first one comes from Coco Fan 501. It starts the video off nicely. Have you ever gotten a question so embarrassing you wouldn't answer it? No, because the whole point of these is that I get embarrassed and then I answer them. Next. Mako K Makaikun. They ask, how long did it take you in general in all your relationships so far to fall in love? Did it differ in each one? I think my first ever relationship, it took longer to, but I fell hard and intensely very quickly once I had started to, if that makes sense, because at the beginning I was a bit like, oh, this is new, this is different, this is an experience I've never felt before. So I was kind of like wondering what was going on in my head, what these feelings were, and like just learning about them. Then we started to get so used to each other that I didn't think about it, but I think my first relationship was the only relationship I've kind of not thought about falling in love before. And then my other relationships, I think it happened over time, slowly. My second relationship, I think it was quite a slow process, mainly because he lived quite far away from me, so it was like it took longer to gradually learn about each other and get to know each other and see each other and develop on those feelings. I wasn't like as sure at the beginning of that relationship, but then the relationship I'm in now, it's intense again. Like, I guess, yeah, it does differ every time. And I think that's down to the position you're in at the time, like because I was young with my first one, so that might be why it took a while longer. And then, for instance, that could boil down to how much you like the person. For example, the person I'm with now, I knew I liked them, like we clicked really easily and just got on really well, so it happened very quickly. An 0800 number's calling me. Hello?
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 Hello, would that be Ellie I'm speaking with?
I just hung up because it's a sales call. I know it is. Is that Ellie I'm speaking with? Fuck off. Next one. Oh god. I knew this. I printed these all out, right? And I was like, this is an interesting one. I'll put it in the pot, but I probably won't answer it. What do you know? It's in here. Nicola Clark asked, what happened with you and Kyle? Dish the dirt. It's a strange question because I feel like I've already answered it. I've never really kept anything from you guys. I've been very transparent about a lot of things in my life with you lot, and obviously on the internet, online, you see kind of the good bits. You see of everyone you watch online. You see the good parts of them. You see, if you like a couple online, you see the nice parts of their relationships. You don't see the horrible bits, because who wants to share them and who wants to watch that too? No one. So with us, we just argued a hell of a lot. We moaned, we bickered, we didn't really get along for a long time. It wasn't like a sudden thing, it wasn't unexpected for both of us, because we were always like fairly unhappy, I'd say. Like, I don't really want to speak for him, but I felt like we weren't really like a team, a partnership. We weren't like a companionship. We were just an old married couple who got on each other's nerves all the time, and he liked to argue quite a bit, and I'm not that type at all. Like, there are some couples who kind of get a kick out of arguing and feel as if arguing is a necessity. I always struggle with that word in a relationship, but I don't at all, and I didn't like that, so that was a no-go for me. We just clash a lot in opinions, in thoughts, ways of life, like who we are as people. we just clashed a lot and differences kind of got the better of us, and I was like, why are we doing this? Like, what are we fighting for anymore? Because we used to fight and fought more than we actually enjoyed the time together, I would say. And I felt like it was better for both of us too. Even if maybe he did feel like it was a one-sided thing and it was me taking the plunge and saying it's over, I felt like that was best for me to do for both of us, because even though he might not have wanted to admit it, I feel like it was best because he wasn't happy either, and I knew that. And yeah, that is truth. That is what I can tell you. So I'm sorry if it felt like you needed to ask that, because I have dirt to dish, but I don't. That's it. There was times where I did feel like I was walking on eggshells a lot of the time. Like, I felt like I was constantly having to please somebody, and that didn't feel right. Like, if you're in a relationship, you should just feel like you can be who you are and just embrace yourself, and that person should love you for who you are. But after time, I didn't feel that way. I felt like I was going to be ridiculed and like pointed at and moaned at for doing certain things, and I didn't like that part of it at all. And that was the first thing that kind of made me think, wait, does this person love me for who I am or what they want me to be? Next question. Alondra Reyes. This is another question about my past relationship. I guess this is expected. Alright, let's go. What did your past relationship teach you? I feel like all relationships teach you good and bad things, and I don't want you guys to suddenly think that my past relationship was terrible and an awful experience now just because I told you what I just told you just then. Because it wasn't. It taught me lots of things, good things and bad things. It taught me a lot of things about myself and a lot of things about other people. It taught me what I'm looking for personally in a partner. It taught me what I'm looking for in life in general. It taught me a lot about, where do I even begin? On all different stages of that relationship, it taught me lots of things. At the beginning, it taught me how to love myself. It taught me that somebody is out there who can love me and cherish me and adore me. And I did meet my ex-boyfriend at a time where I was really low and dark and hated myself and my life. And he taught me how, he picked me up and he taught me that life is nice and there are good things, and that was amazing. And I had really nice experiences and such. Like, I do sometimes think back to nice things we did together and experiences we had together, and I look back at it with fondness, and I appreciate the times we had together, because I would never forget them. It doesn't matter who you had this experience with. Like, if you had a nice time, you had a nice time, and if you don't talk anymore, that's fine. One of the main things that are important when it comes to relationships. You learn a lot from them. I also learn about what I want in a partner. Like I said, I want specific things now that I didn't know I wanted before. There are certain traits that maybe my ex-boyfriend had that I realised and noticed that I didn't really appreciate in other people, and it was fine that there are people different and there are people like him, but there are parts that I didn't like and didn't really want to be with somebody like that. But then I also learned how to improve myself in a relationship. There are things that I did, there are terrible mistakes that I made in my past relationship, and I regret very much so doing them. So that taught me a lot about how to change my ways and how I should have done things differently. It taught me to speak up when I'm not happy and I'm in an unhappy relationship, rather than just to kind of go with the flow and just hope that things improve. It taught me that love can be quite dangerous, kind of becoming blind to whether things are actually healthy or not, or whether you're actually in a good relationship or if you're just in a comfortable one. It taught me the difference between somebody wanting the best for you and somebody wanting what's best for them. Somebody's own way of kind of not controlling you, but I don't want to say control or manipulating, because it's so, I don't know, they're very strong words, but feeling as though somebody is watching you for maybe not always the right reasons. The relationship also taught me how to let go and how to have fun. I gained a lot of confidence with my anxiety through that relationship. Next question. This is because this is going online, it's so hard to make these videos. If I was just sat with you in a room and talking, I'd find it so much easier. Oh my gosh, there is another question about my past relationship. It's fine, I did say ask me anything, and this is what you want to talk about. Beat Vitolina. Great video. Sorry if my question seems personal, but you said ask a deep question. I did, and I'm moaning, so I'm sorry. Keep them coming. What were the reasons behind it not working out with Kyle? So glad you found happiness now. Oh, okay, well I've already answered that question. That was the reason. Oh, I find it so bizarre people don't think that, or maybe I didn't cover things enough. I don't know, but yes. Alright, let's get a variety now, shall we? Oh, okay. This question comes from Maggie Louise, and she said, new question for you. Thank you. We got a new question. She must have known. They were getting a bit dry. Hold on. Oh dearie me. She says, have you ever been bi-curious or question your sexuality? Because I've never had a relationship with a woman. I've never slept with a woman. I've kissed a woman, but I can't really imagine having a relationship. Oh, I just spat everywhere. I can't really imagine having a relationship with one, but On the flip side, I find women really attractive, beautiful and cute, and if I see a hot looking girl or an attractive one, I can say she looks beautiful. I'll probably tell her that, and I'll probably feel nice inside when I see someone who I think looks cute. I don't know if I'd call myself bi-curious because of the reasons what I just said. I have kind of wondered whether I don't want to say pansexual because I don't know if that is the right thing. I don't know if I could completely call myself something unless I'd actually, you know, explored and practiced in that area. That sounds so weird. But I do count myself as somebody who looks past a gender and doesn't see someone for their gender. I just see someone for who they are. I see someone for their soul and for their way of carrying themselves and bringing themselves across, and their way of talking and their opinions and their interests and their way of life and how they present themselves and how they look, and I just see someone for that, and that does make me think a little bit about my sexuality, but I never let that stress me out or like make me overly concerned and worried about my label. I just kind of see it as it is and think, okay, well that's what I am. Like, it doesn't matter at the moment. I'm in a relationship with a guy. Hopefully I'm going to be with him for a long time. I don't even want to think about whether I will be or not. That makes me sad. What I'm saying is, it's not really something that I'm stressing about, because whatever will be, the future is ours to see. Next question. This one comes from Chrissy M1. She asks, have you ever been abused in a relationship, such as a boyfriend or family member? I don't know if this counts as abuse. Like, I feel sometimes I may have experienced like mental abuse, like manipulation, kind of verbal abuse in a way. Nothing too serious, nothing very serious, nothing intense, anything worrying, like don't worry. Like, I've never experienced something terrible and anything to be worried about. But I do sometimes wonder whether I did experience, you know, an abuse of some kind, which I didn't realise at the time. You've got to learn how to shape it into something beautiful, because you've got no choice other than that. Otherwise you're just gonna have to sit and moan about it. That is the case. Like, me saying that isn't going to change things happening, get nothing out of it, or like grow from it. I don't know, that's the way I've seen it. Next question. Oh my god! We may as well just call this video, hey, let's talk about Ellie's previous relationship. This question comes from Beauty Geek, and she asks, why don't you delete your old pictures with Kyle? A fair few amount of people have asked this question, and I feel like it's a fair question to ask. I never felt the need to remove any pictures of myself and my previous boyfriend, mainly because I didn't feel it was necessary. I didn't have any reason to. It wasn't as if I was sour about the relationship and I hated his face and I never wanted to see it again. Like, that's not true. My past is my past, and I appreciate everything that happens, and I appreciate everything I've been through and times I've had, and I don't have any issues with seeing photos of us two. I feel like I would be more inclined to remove the photos if I was seriously upset and heartbroken about it and I looked back at it with sorrow and sadness. But I don't. I kind of look back at it as like a time that I had in my life. Like, I remember deleting all my photos of my first boyfriend because I was like so upset by looking at them, so I had to. But with my previous boyfriend, I know you might see them and find that weird and notice that I haven't removed them, but that's okay with me. I don't mind you looking at them either. If my current boyfriend found that strange and didn't like it and wanted me to remove them, then that's cool. I would do it, I suppose. I would find it a bit strange, but I would do it. But he doesn't, and I don't find it weird about the fact that I've seen photos of him and his previous girlfriends. He still has them up on his social media, and he has the same outlook on it as I do, as he does with a lot of things in life, which is great. We have a lot of the same kind of opinions. He feels like it was part of our past, and that's something to not be, you know, embarrassed or guilty or ashamed of. It's just, you get what I'm saying? It's not doing any harm there, basically. Your past is your past, you can't remove it, and I don't have any intentions to anyway, in photo form. I'm gonna do 2 more questions, I think. Elijah Yates asks, who's one person that is no longer in your life currently do you wish was present again? Probably my nan, which was my dad's mum. Only, I know that sounds like such a generic typical answer, like my nan, like a lot of people would probably say that, but she was so cool. I've spoken about her on my channel a couple of times before. She was so inspiring, so wonderful, so positive, happy, bubbly, cheery. She would be happy during times when most people would be sad. She would see the bright things in life that other people wouldn't. She shine happiness out of her body. Like, she had such a great aura about her that when you went and saw her, you would always feel happy and great afterwards. And I really look up to that. She was a big inspiration for me. I'm not inspired by a lot of people. Unfortunately, she passed away at a very old age. I think she was like 96 or something. Crazy. But she was a lovely woman and I miss her so much, and I think about her a lot when I'm feeling like poo and I'm thinking, oh, I shouldn't be worrying. Like, there are great things still for me to think about. I think about how she would look at the situation I'm in and say, it doesn't matter. She'd be the type of person to say whatever will be will be. She was the type of person to say, just do it your way. If you have health, you have everything. Don't worry about the small things in life. Don't stress about things that don't matter. I'm gonna answer one more question. This one right here. Laurie McCoy won, and they say, how did you get out of being in a dark place? The first step is to recognise that you're in a dark place, because one of the main reasons why people get stuck in a dark place and don't do anything about that is because they don't realise they're in it in the first place. Recognise that you're not happy and you understand you're not happy, then that's a good thing, because it shows that you're on the way to happiness, because you know that you're not happy. So that way you can actually start making changes to make yourself good again. And the first thing I would suggest is to surround yourself in people. You need people. People. Even if you're not the biggest people person, which I not really am, like, but company will get you out of feeling bleh and crap and feeling sorry for yourself. Go out a lot, keep yourself busy. Stay outside, don't stay in your room for too long. Go out, do things, do new things, take part in new things, experience new stuff, have fun, enjoy yourself. Take up a new hobby, do something you've always wanted to do. See someone you've always wanted to see for a while because you miss them. Do a bit more exercise every day. Eat a bit more healthy. Look after yourself and don't work too hard. Just find a balance. And surround yourself with things that make you feel good. There was a time that I was feeling a bit pants. So I went out and bought some new bed sheets, and just seeing them in my room kind of made me feel, I don't know, just boosted my mood a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying? No? That is all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you like these Truth Tuesdays, do give this video a thumbs up. I will see you for my next video, which will be in 2 days' time, so that will be the day after tomorrow. Subscribe and you can be notified every time I make a new video. I also post on my social media, such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So follow me on them. There will be a link down there somewhere in the description box below. I will see you guys day after tomorrow. Bye!